Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Eduardo Jackson, creator, founder of Cinema Draft, the game, the site, the obsession that you've missed. We've missed you too, but we're back just in time for the holiday season. I hope you all enjoyed our last podcast, which had fan favorite, or at least the draft mom's favorite, Jay Devlin, as well as myself going over the winter preview. But this time, we have a very special guest, a different guest, a guest of the female persuasion. Player P, aka Candy Cane for you OG spreadsheet game testers, aka Kammy Maroney. Say hello to the people, Kammy.
Oh, what's up, cinema drafters?
Yes, yes, and that is my bad. I need to get our effects up because we need to give you what you deserve. Yes, there we go. Now it's starting to feel like home. Sorry, we're a little rusty. Gotta shake it off. Gotta shake it off a little bit, but we back. All right. And what is Cinema Draft for the what have you guys been doing? What have you been doing not listening to this podcast? Well, basically, it is where daily fantasy sports meets the movies, but instead of drafting athletes from teams, you are drafting actors from movies, and how their movies perform at the North American box office earns you points for your call sheets while competing against others for fun and prizes. And the game is free to play. We'll get into more of it later. But for now, we will get into my personal favorite, which is what I'm watching. Yes, we've missed it. We've missed it. All right. First thing that I'm watching, and I think Kammy might be watching this too, I'm not sure, is Timeless. Are you watching Timeless, Kammy?
Yes, I am. I love it.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, it's an NBC show. It's basically historical fiction. I love it. It's a group of time traveling, I guess, kind of pseudo cops or whatever, going back and basically changing, history. A lot of the times you get these, time traveling shows, and you have them like trying to preserve history and stuff. And they are trying to kind of preserve history, but they're going up against the guy who's trying to change history. And it's funny because every time they go and change something different, they come back and like history's been rewritten. That's kind of cool. And I'm just a sucker for historical fiction myself. It's not really great drama, but it's a very serviceable program. It does a really decent job on weekly network TV budget of transporting you to different eras, and I really appreciate that. What do you like about Timeless, Kammy?
I think they do an awesome job. And I don't know about you, but I think they have a little bit of drama because we don't really see them changing history for history's sake in terms of, what was what we might have read in the textbook, but they're different aspects of their lives are changing. So I think that's where the drama actually comes into play for me.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. They are, and also sometimes the history is like changing their personal lives in ways they didn't really intend. So that's also, that whole, the thing of unintended consequences. It's a very real thing.
Yes.
So all right, so that's the one show I'm watching. But I've seen, all right, I'm really excited because I've seen some really good movies recently, and I want to talk about Nocturnal Animals. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. You with me there? Talk to the people about Nocturnal Animals, Kammy.
Well, for those who haven't seen it yet, I don't want to give too much away, but it was gripping, a little, I don't want to say macabre, but a little dark, but very gripping, because as soon as you start getting into the movie and the meat of the movie, it grabs hold of you and you're like, okay, where is this going? And you just want to hold on for the ride. And it's so awesome. It has a great ending. I'm such a movie buff. I kind of predict things. So the ending was a little bit predictable for me, but nonetheless, loved it.
Well, let's tell them something about the thing.
Lord.
No, I'm not going to give anything away. No spoilers. No spoiler zone. Basically, it's got this whole story within a story type thing, which is, it's actually a really hard trick to pull off, but it does it in really elegant style.
Yes.
A white or a woman, gets a manuscript from her ex-husband, and then you see the story in the manuscript play out alongside real life events, and it's very interesting. It has a very I would say, like, for lack of a better expression, like what would I do if type of scenario. I found myself several times throughout the movie, putting myself in these crazy situations they have these people in, and it's like, what would I do if this happened to me or my family or whatever? And we came out discussing that a lot, Kammy, didn't we? Because I was really there. I was there for the writer's struggle, the artist struggle, for when nobody believes in you, and then when you make it, it's like, I'm here. It's like, what's up?
And my argument was that I felt like it translated to everyone. You know, you didn't have to be a writer to get what the theme of the movie was.
No, yeah, and my point was that because they dealt specifically with writing, I felt it just that much more because like when you made it, it's like what's up, like all those people, all you haters, all two of you, you know who you are, who thought Cinema Draft would never be anything. What's up? Getting my Jake Gyllenhaal on, For those of you listening to the podcast, I had my arms spread out like Jesus. But no, it's a really good film. It's award bait roles for Jake Gyllenhaal and Amy Adams. I mean, they're definitely getting nominated for everything. And then Tom Ford, man, who knew he could develop such stylish, dope suits and make movies, man? I mean, he doesn't make movies often. When he does, man goes in.
I mean, you know what? I always felt that Tom Ford would make an excellent movie maker just because his clothes are so sophisticated and it has great attention to detail. So I think that carries over into his movie making skills.
That's a good point. Attention to detail is, a key component to not only just the creative process, but especially movies and movie making. And it can be easy to lose sight of details when you're doing take after take and there's so many moving parts, especially as a director when you're running the whole show. So yeah, I can appreciate that. I can definitely appreciate that. But I really want to bring us to, I mean, now this movie, knocked my socks off. And it came out of nowhere. I was having a bad day. I was kind of pissed. Wanted to escape my life for 2 hours. Ran out, didn't tell anybody where I was going or what I was doing, whatever. I just wanted to, just escape my life for a minute. And this movie that I saw just yesterday, Miss Sloane,
I can't wait.
Like that. It is impeccable. It is personally now as a game theory professional, as a sometimes poker player, and now running the Cinema Draft game. This is definitely my movie of the year because it is a naughty, twisty, unpredictable strategic thriller that is constantly one step ahead of its audience. I mean, the basic premise is that Miss Sloane is a lobbyist. She does unsavory things to get her bills, passed and what have you, and she takes up the cause of a gun registration bill, which of course, big bullets, big guns the gun lobby's out to kill. And it's just a constant one-upsmanship or one-upswomanship in this case of, wits. And all I got to say is I would not want to see this woman show up at my poker table because she has got, I mean, you know how they say, people playing, checkers while she's playing chess. I mean, she's playing like that 3D level Star Trek chess, like layer on layer on layer. And I promise you, there is an ending that I don't care how. Aunt Kammy, I know how you like to predict endings and stuff. I do the same.
It's not that I like to predict them. It's just that I just always have a sense for these things.
You can't turn that big beautiful brain off, can you? Yeah, I mean, I get you, but I mean, this one, I promise you did not see this one coming. It was.
I'm up for the challenge, but I really want to see it, so I'm excited.
Yes, it was fire. I mean, it was or as our ongoing drinking game would say, it was lit. It was very lit, family, very lit. Yes, Jessica Chastain, man, and so I tweeted out the link to my review, which you can find, of course, like all of our stuff on our corporate blog on medium.com/@cinemadraft. And like the little tease I tweeted out was my bias going into the movie, which is that I've never seen Jessica Chastain, do bad work. And this is built around her talents. I mean, from everything I've read about her, she's kind of like, she said she grew up, in like Northern California, almost, I wouldn't say like hippie-ish, but like, very, very liberal, very kind of, like not, she seems like your typical, film student grad or something like that, like, very nice and sweet. I think she's vegetarian or vegan or something, whatever. And this, her Miss Sloane, man, she's off that red meat. And that red meat's gonna be your bill, your life, your car, your career, your reputation. She'll just take that. Give me that. She'll snatch that. So yeah, it was amazing. I mean, I haven't seen Moonlight yet, so that's the caveat. I hear great things. I'm still gonna try to find Moonlight and take it and have a look at it. But man, Miss Sloane, it's just great acting, brilliant writing, and then John Madden, Mr. Shakespeare in Love. He killed it. he's a great director. So it's my movie of the year so far. She's already earned a Golden Globes nomination, and she's definitely on the short list for the Oscar race. So
Nice.
that's what I'm watching. What are you watching, Kammy? You watching anything
Well,
else?
in addition to Timeless, I guess going with that theme, it's a show that's actually been on for forever, and it's quite Can't Sound Ladies Sing This Song, very cheesy, campy, but I still love it nonetheless. Is Murdoch Mysteries.
Oh,
Love that
what's that?
show. Definitely based on historical fiction because we see all these great characters and different things, Thomas Edison, Tesla, all these characters that come into play, but it's all centered around Detective Murdoch, who is this great crime solver. Love
Is this
that.
thing British? Sounds British.
No, it's actually Canadian.
Oh, same difference.
Yeah, same thing basically, but love it. And I know there's a show that actually has been, completely knocked my socks off. Knew absolutely nothing about it. Hadn't heard. Just to give the audience perspective, like I don't watch television on television. Like I don't really watch TV per se. Most of the things I watch, even things that actually come on television, I watch online. So I don't see commercials. I don't know the hype unless I read or see something online. And I knew absolutely nothing about this show going in, but just saw it online and decided to give it a try. And it is called This Is Us. Absolutely love it. Very slice of life. It's all over the place, as life is, it has its dramatic moments. It's, moments that make you, want to grab some tissues. And then
I
moments
want to
that
resist.
literally like
I want to resist. Everyone loves
touch
this.
your gut. Because it's good. Not only is and it's perfect execution from writing, production, direction to the acting. All of it is just on point. Love it.
Carmelita.
Love
All
it, love it,
right.
love it. And you ain't gotta like it, and you ain't gotta watch it, but I'm just letting you know this is what I'm watching right now. I love this show.
I almost feel like, now granted, I haven't seen a frame of This Is Us, just what they show in the commercials and stuff. And, longtime listeners of this pod know how, I wouldn't say I have an aversion, but I'm extremely wary of any kind of film entertainment that comes over that seems a little too earnest, or at least seems a little too, and all the marketing materials thus far seems very earnest and we're going to pull your heartstrings. Like, no, I want you to tell me when you will pull my
Oh
heartstring. I'm gonna
my
let you know I'm gonna
God.
lend you my heartstring to pull. So oh man, I want to fight it, but you're one of my few arbiters of good taste. You love all my stuff, so that means you
Yeah.
already got great taste.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
but I'm just saying. If you're this hot on it,
I am. Really, I have not seen, and I think I'm kind of with you in terms. I don't know if I have an aversion, but it's just like, don't tell me what I'm gonna like. Let me decide for myself. And like I said, I knew absolutely nothing about this going in except for the synopsis that was given online, and I'm all in. I absolutely love it.
okay, well, white flag, wave it. I surrender. You win. Yeah, okay. All right, well, that's what we're watching, and of course, what are y'all watching? I want to, what are you guys watching out there? Feel free to email us at podcast.cinemadraft@gmail.com and email us. Tell us what you're watching. Tell us what you want us to talk about on the pod next time. Now that we're back in business, we get back to the business of giving you this hot content marketing weekly. Maybe we'll discuss some of your stuff on the air. How about that? Have the draft mom listening. Make you
Hi,
make you a
Draft Mom.
podcast star. Yeah, see, mom, draft. Candy
I
Cane
love your
says.
mom.
Candy
Even though I've never met her in person, I absolutely adore your mom. I think she's
Candy
awesome.
Cane says hi, mom. Okay, yes.
No,
All
player
right,
P.
so
Get it right. I
that's
just switched that up. Candy
oh,
cane is my
sorry,
pass.
player P. So she's an OG. She was back in the days of the spreadsheet. She was down for the cause when she could get on and and
Yes.
throw her little lineup together. We're looking for big things from you now. You've got experience. You have a leg up on these people.
I think it was my first time out. I think I won the first time that I actually played.
That's not
I
true.
came
But anyways,
second. Whatever.
Okay, but anyways, we were gonna
I
get
got
to.
$10.
Did you really? Okay, so you got
I
like second or
did.
third. Okay, you got. You made
Yeah,
it sound
that's
like
what
you
I'm saying. I
won.
got second. Like, yeah.
Okay, you made it sound like you won the thing outright. We all know Jay Bird
Well,
owns
I'm
that
saying
shit.
I ranked the first time that I
You
played.
know,
Come on.
y'all know it was me and Jay Bird going head up every week. That's what it was. Anyways. No, yeah, that's right though. I appreciate your support early on. Appreciate your support now, and I can't wait to see what your first call sheet looks like this week.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll
All
see.
right. Well, so we're getting to the heart of this week's podcast, and it is holiday movies. So let me explain the rules for those who are new to the podcast, like Cammy. Basically, you're gonna pick movies that involve the December holiday season anyway. We'll leave that broad. It can be anything from like an action movie with a Christmas theme, or at a Christmas playground, or an whatever. It can be anything that's somewhat holiday themed or during this time of year. We alternate picks, and once someone picks a movie, that movie is out of play. So there's a little bit of game theory going on. You have to not necessarily pick in order what you think is best, but you need to pick what you think is best and might also be taken from someone else. Now, since I'm a gentleman, the draft mon raised me right, and you are my guest, Cammy, you may go first. What is
All
your
right.
first holiday movie?
Okay, I am going to jump on this one first because I know it will be on Ed's list, and
No,
that is
no,
Love
no,
Actually.
no, no,
Yes,
no, no,
yes, love
no.
that movie. The story of it's actually the story of like I think it's what like nine different people, and the stories are all intertwined. And I mean, it's once again, it's one of those slice of life type things where it's like it's all over the place. You want to cry in some moments, you're laughing your head off in others, and it's got a little drama and intrigue in there. I love that movie. Absolutely love that movie. I've seen it. I don't know how many times. I've seen it a gross amount of times at this point.
That's wrong, dog. I thought we were cool.
See, no, that's what I'm saying. That's why I had to jump on it first because I knew that would be like one of your top five probably.
You know, man. Okay, yes, Love
So
Actually, it's a stellar pick. It's the one I was probably gonna take off the board. I'm a little upset right now because I love that movie. That movie
love that movie. Yeah.
movie, now a little backstory for those who haven't heard, this podcast before. My history of Love Actually is a little different because I remember seeing it shortly after a breakup. Back in my movie review, my full or semi full time movie reviewing days, when I'd see everything under the sun and I'd write out movie reviews under the name The Real Deal. I remember giving it 3 reels. Now my rating system is 0 to 4 reels, and I didn't give it its just due because I was in my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I could absorb all the love, actually. So, in future viewings, especially the soundtrack was always fire. I love the soundtrack.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
it's a beautiful thing. But in future viewings, I really did fall in love. It's an elegant, beautiful story. It's really hard to make so many disparate stories kind of mesh in a semi-organic way
Right.
and all kind of tug
Come
at your
together.
heartstrings. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that movie. I'm really upset. I'm gonna have to rejigger my game plan. But you know
Mm-hmm.
what? I got some free Cammy. Here's my move. I'm taking this off the board early.
Okay.
Take that. Best Man Holiday, and I am here to represent for our boy Jay Devlin, who put this in his top 3 of holiday movies of all time, which I found surprising. I had no idea he was such a softie. But Best Man Holiday is an excellent, fun film. There's a little bit of pathos at the end. There's everyone coming together, breaking apart, coming back together again. It's just
You know
it's just a
what?
fun time at the movies.
This is one of those movies I totally forgot about that I wanted to see. I'm gonna have to watch this because I have not seen it.
Oh,
Even though I love The Best Man, I mean, I absolutely love that movie, but I
play,
completely
play,
forgot
play,
about
play,
The Best. Yeah, I got to
play,
get
play,
on.
player. You
I
haven't
got
seen
to get
Best
on
Man
my game. I got to see this.
Holiday.
I definitely got to see this.
Have you seen Best Man? Do I need to revoke your black card?
That's what I said. I I love Best Man. Like I've seen that movie many a times, love it, but I totally forgot about this movie.
Oh man, yeah, you must have been busy at that point in your life, son. But yeah, Best Man of Holiday
Yeah.
is great. I enjoyed the hell out of it. All your favorite characters back and everything. You know, years older, none the wiser, none the wiser. The little what was that thing? They had that sing along where they're doing. I think it was Silk. I think was it Silk or one of those '90s R&B groups where they're all like in their little pajamas and stuff. And yeah, and just doing the little with the little hat and everything. Tay Diggs, you know, looking all cool and shit. Yeah, that's Best Man Holiday.
Okay.
I'm here for it.
Okay.
I'm here for it. All
Check
right,
it out.
so we're only doing three. We're doing three each. So what's your next movie? Your next holiday
Okay,
movie?
the next has got to be the quintessential Christmas movie of the 80s, and that is A Christmas Story.
Oh.
Um,
Oh, duh. Oh my God.
of course,
God,
growing up, I
you're owning me at this game. You're owning me.
literally watched that movie like several times because especially back in the day, they would run a movie all daggone day,
No.
like back to back.
They do that. They do that every Christmas still.
Oh,
Those of
okay.
us who
Well,
still watch terrestrial, TV, cable or satellite TV or whatever, they do that
they
every
still do
Christmas.
that.
I
Okay.
watch it
Well,
every Christmas while wrapping presents. It's like my
love
informal little
this
yeah.
movie.
It's like
You
my
should
informal little
try out.
yep. Oh, I mean, who can't recite that movie backwards and forwards? A Christmas Story.
Exactly.
Look at that
Exactly.
face. Look at that face, Ralphie. just all. Actually, I'm sorry. Actually, sorry for all five of you who are actually watching this podcast. Let me share my screen. Look at that face, Ralphie. He just wants a Red Ryder BB gun.
Love that movie.
And the funny
But
thing is, it's corny and earnest
it
and
is,
fun
but
and
love
relatable
it.
and silly all at the same time, and it's timeless.
It is timeless, completely timeless.
I mean, you were transported back to 50s Cleveland or whatever. I mean, it's just, when he swears, the tongue stuck to the flagpole. I mean, the whole movie's just a string of classic moments. I love that movie too.
It is. I love it.
I hate you right now. I hate you, Jody. I hate you. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, you're
We're only
probably
doing
not even.
three now. You
Hey,
got
what's
this.
up? Well, no,
We're
you're
only
right.
doing three. You got this.
You're playing the game well, Kammy. You're playing the game well. All right, so I'm gonna come back strong, and you probably don't even consider this as a per se holiday movie, but it happens during the holidays. So I'm going with, of course, Die Hard.
Oh, okay.
What are we talking about here? Everyone loves Die Hard. It's an action movie, so it's definitely not that earnest at all per se, but it's witty, a lot of action. It was the first time we'd seen something in that ilk where so and so's trapped in such and such, and just basically the whole movie is just fighting around the such and such, and of course it spawned its sequels, Die Hard on a Plane, which is Die Hard with a Vengeance, and then Die Hard 2, and then Die Hard with a Vengeance, they're in the city of New York with Samuel L. Jackson being the token Negro, all that stuff. But Die Hard, the original Die Hard, it's got memorable villains. Alan Rickman, rest in peace. He gained fame later on in life, as well as Professor Snape of those Harry Potter movie bullshit, which I don't watch. But it's just a fun time at the movies. I really enjoy it. It's Die Hard. It's a classic. Ain't nobody can hate on that.
I agree. Although
Okay.
I don't remember it that well. I mean, I know I've seen it maybe 1.5 times.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!
I know I enjoyed it, but I really don't remember it that
No,
well.
fair enough. No, fair enough. All right, so what's third and last on your list?
I was going to try and trip you up and, go with something a little unconventional, but you know what? I'm just going to go for, as you say, earnest Christmas film, and that is It's a Wonderful Life. The old school joint with, what's his name? I'm bad with names.
Jimmy.
James Stewart and Donna Reed. Love that movie. When another one of those Christmas films that they run back to back during the Christmas season, and yes, I still watch it. Love it. Absolutely love it. And I think that even though it is a Christmas tale, I think it's a movie that a lot of people can relate to. This man, he's down on his luck. He's contemplating suicide because he can't really provide for his family, and just made a series of poor decisions, and has a basically, I guess, come to angel moment with an angel, who shows him how he did really have an awesome, how he has this, great life. So, and, kind of turns it around, changes his attitude, and boom, his whole life comes together. So I love that movie. I really
That's
do.
a great movie. That is a great movie. And that's classic. And I think,
It is.
the listeners and our 5 viewers are seeing that you are just a classic type of chick.
I
Kammy
am.
Maroney. Yeah,
I am.
you're classic. Okay, so for my last and final pick, I am going. This is a fairly safe, you know, universal pick, I guess, and I'm going with Elf. All right.
Okay. Oh, I was waiting. Okay,
Yep.
good.
I mean, it's Will Ferrell as a freaking overgrown elf. I mean, come on. His
That
name is
movie
Buddy,
was just
right? Isn't his name Buddy in the
right.
film? Yeah, Buddy. I
Yeah,
mean,
buddy, exactly.
he lives in the North Pole. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, enough said. It is hilarious. I mean, we got Zoe Deschanel and her big old blue eyes. Everyone. I mean, it's just Faison. That's right. Faison loves in this
Faison
joint. I
Love is in
mean,
it, and it was
yeah.
directed by John Favreau.
Oh, that's right. Yo,
Yep,
Favs be doing it, man. I mean, he's
he
come a
is.
long way from Swingers. Get your money, Favs. Get your money. No, which is, I mean, come on, that's got to be everyone's top 10, right? Swingers. I mean, he did the Iron Man movie. I mean, come on, man. Come on,
Exactly, exactly.
Favs. You a low key goat right there. You a low key goat. Yeah. So it's Elf. Just going with Universal since I'm going on the semi classic note in honor of our classic guest. So that is.
Oh,
Yeah, so thanks for playing along. Appreciate it.
no problem. Thank you for
Great
having me.
segment. Great segment. All right. And so now this is the part where we discuss what is Cinema Draft. And basically, it's a fantasy sports version of the movies. You draft 10 actors who are assigned a dollar value salary. You have 100,000 in budget to try and draft all 10 actors, no more, no less. Yeah, or 3 release types of movies. Wide, 2,000 screens and up, limited between 500 and 2,000 screens, and platform, which is under 500 and under screens. And then you must draft at least 1 actor from each in your 10 actor call sheet. Headliners, which are the stars of the movies, there's 2 per movie, their points are worth 40% more. So, for example, if Suicide Squad earns 100 million and Margot Robbie gets 100 points, Will Smith, a headliner, would get 140 points. See, math, not so scary. It's free to play. We have over $300 in prizes this week, and our beta testing is open and live for your enjoyment. That's right. Get you that free money. All right. So this segment is what we call the shot list. These are views you can use to pick the winning Cinema Draft call sheet. And I'm going to try and share with you all our talent pool at a glance. Since it's been so long, get you guys back in the mood of the Cinema Draft game. And basically, we're gonna look at the actors you're gonna need in order to get the most points per dollar in what you are assembling for your call sheet. So let's start with, and actually let me do a screen share. Yes, we have this elegantly planned out. Actually, while I'm getting this set up, Kammy, tell the people a little bit about how it was like playing the original version of the game, which was actually on a freaking spreadsheet. What was that like?
Oh God, I think most people that work with spreadsheets can't stand them, but no, it was still a lot of fun. I actually learned a lot because I really was kind of oblivious to I mean, I know that certain films are released limitedly where they're only on they come out in certain cities and whatnot, but I had no idea about wide and platform and whatnot. And it was really interesting how you assign the dollar value to an actor. But it's a lot of fun. And then also too, being a movie buff that I am, I a lot of the names. And so, you assume that, yeah, they're going to cost a lot of money because they're a well-known actor. They've been in the game for a really long time. But then, it's also dependent upon the movie that they're in. Is it limited? Is it wide? Is
Exactly.
it platform? So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. And you bring up a very good point. It's not just about name value, but also how the movie fits into the current box office marketplace. Like, for example, you can see, Tom Cruise on Jack Reacher, but that movie's been out for like 2 months. Ain't nobody seen that movie. So, so it comes down to a lot to timing. There's, we do talk a lot in some of our strategy pods, especially with Jay Devlin, about what the projections are, what the buzz has been, all that good stuff. So we're going to cover a little bit of it during the shot list. I'm going to give you a couple names in each little category to kind of give you an idea of what you should be looking out for in assembling the winning call sheet. All right, Kammy Cam, let's share up my screen. This is the raw talent pool. This is what I go off of to base salaries. I don't think we were able to fit in the movie Neruda this week. That's why it's shaded in reddish. But basically, the first part of the shot list is what I like to call the A list. And these are actors you'll definitely want on your call sheet. And basically, of course, we're looking at Felicity Jones, 39,000, Rogue One,
Whoa.
A Star Wars Story. I mean, just pay your toll.
That's like almost half the budget.
Damn straight. Because, I mean, this movie's
like
going to,
yeah.
The projections I've seen are anywhere from like 150 million to damn near 200 million. I mean, this thing is going to suck all of the life out of the box office. I mean, you could try to fade it. You can try to do, make a contrarian play and map your way around it. But I don't think there are enough high-powered movies out there or headliners out there that can give you that extra 40% bonus that's going to be able to fade Rogue One. So yeah, so just pay your toll, pay your fine, keep it moving.
Okay,
or
so
you go a little cheaper with Diego Luna. Yes, go ahead.
Question: This may help some of the people who are who haven't played yet or want to play. Just curious, Felicity Jones, she has a higher salary than, say, a Forrest Whitaker because she is she's like the principal. Is that why she has a higher salary?
Yeah. So with headliners, I mean, assigning headliners in a movie can be somewhat arbitrary, but I definitely try to identify the two key actors that are going to be the draws for the movie. So in all the publicity, this movie is being kind of pitched as like, this rebel, this rebel woman, is leading a band of misfits, whatever, to steal the plans for the Death Star. And she's front and center in all the marketing stuff. So it's pretty obvious this is her movie. Also, I do take into account where necessary, some of their past track record or whatever. Like once we're fully funded with all that good, sexy VC money, the venture capital money, we'll probably have like a sophisticated algorithm or a team of quants locked in a room just figuring this stuff out full time or something. But for now, it's just me and my gut and my fairly extensive movie knowledge, and I'm a pop culture sponge. I don't watch as many commercials as some people, but I watch more than you, and I do see some.
Yeah, definitely.
Marketing what's out there and stuff like that. So yeah, so she's definitely the primary lead in this movie. I did have a harder time figuring who the secondary lead was, but I threw Diego Luna because if you did like an image search or whatever, he probably comes up almost as second. I mean, it's not like he's not as high a stature an actor as, say, a Forrest Whitaker. And Forrest Whitaker's got like voluminous, I was gonna say rap sheet,
and Oscar under his belt, all of that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, resume, whatever. But Diego Luna clearly is. I mean, God, I hope they don't set him up as like this, huge love interest, whatever. But he seems like the male lead, co-lead, or whatever. So yeah. So I picked those two as the candidates for headliner status for that 40% bonus. Felicity Jones at 39,000. Rogue One: A Star Wars Story is on 4,000 plus screens, so it is by definition a wide release. And Diego Luna is 38,700. Just pick one of them. I mean, if you want to save a little money, you can pick Diego Luna. It doesn't matter. Their points will be the same. It's gonna go bonkers. We've got our tickets. We're going.
Yay! Can't wait.
Thursday night after this bad boy locks. Heading up to the D-Box Theater. 3D D-Box. Seats moving. Can't wait. All right. Next one is Office Christmas Party. Now, this is a wide release. It's in its second week, it's been out for a week, technically in its second weekend. And just grab you some Jason Bateman. He's the slightly cheaper of the two headliners. He's 12,400. It's a wide release, 3,217 screens, unless they add some more on Thursday night. And it's just hilarious. It debuted second last weekend, pretty strong, 18 or 19 million haul, and it should benefit from good word of mouth. These type of movies are really notoriously hard to pull off because it's hard to come up with clever sophomore humor. Trust me, I've tried. I've spent like, a good chunk of my Hollywood, screenwriting career coming up with just like, stupid, smart, funny shit. So they do a really good job. It's got, I mean, as far as plot goes, whatever, it's got a fairly straightforward plot, but that, is really effective. That keeps the action moving, and a lot of really great, characters and character actors and comedians in there. I mean, and I love me some Kate McKinnon. I think we covered this in the last podcast. Did you listen to the last podcast, Kammy?
I did not.
Okay. Anyways, no, just kidding. It was me and Jay Devlin. We were going over our winter movie preview or whatever, and I told him, and I just seen Office Christmas Party that day, and I don't know what it is about Kate McKinnon, man, but I love me some Kate McKinnon. She is freaking hilarious. She's hysterical. I mean,
Saturday Night, yeah, of course, yeah. She's
got that understated type of comedy, which is just fire for me. I love it. I love it. And you see her in all the commercials too. Where like, where Jennifer Aniston, the ball breaking, boss, like, no more Christmas party. That TJ Mo's like, we're having a Christmas party, and Kate McKinnon's doing the wink, like, oh yeah, I can see you. I'm sitting right here. No Christmas party. Wink, wink. She's just so slick and sly, and she was probably the best thing about Ghostbusters. And Ghostbusters was decent. I like Ghostbusters fine, the reboot. But she was the best thing. She's just a little off center. I love some quirky chicks. Get at me. Podcast.cinemadraft@gmail.com. We can make it happen. All right, so that's my A list: Felicity Jones, Rogue One, Jason Bateman, Office Christmas Party. The next part of the shot list is what we call co-starring. These are some values you may want to look out for this coming weekend as you're setting your call sheet. And the first one I want to bring up is Emma Stone in La La Land. It is actually expanding from 5 screens to 200, which is unusually aggressive expansion from going from, I mean, it's still a platform release. I mean, you're still under 500 screens, but usually, and we've seen this in recent weeks when we've, had the game, when we've seen Moonlight go from 4 screens to 30 to 60, they seem to kind of to climb up slowly, but they're really confident about La La Land. What have you heard about La La Land, Kammy?
You know what? Once again, I don't watch television, so not much. I actually did go on to, when I do my Google searches or I go on imdb.com, it kind of popped up there, and I'm like, ooh, Emma Stone, Ryan Gosling, love them, so I had to check it out, and it looks really good. It is getting great reviews, but once again, eager to see it for myself, to judge for myself.
Oh, absolutely, and it's got the god Ryan Gosling. I mean, he's just good in everything. Emma Stone is great in everything as well. She's awesome, and there's been a lot of Oscar buzz around it because it's got the hot writer director Damien Chazelle. I mean, he pops up in some interesting places, man. I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he had a writing credit on the Cloverfield pseudo sequel, the one where the girl was locked in the bunker with John Goodman. I forget the name of it, but he does some really interesting writing credits.
What's that?
You know what I'm talking about, right? It's
yeah,
not
I do.
10 Cloverfield Lane. That's what it is. 10 Cloverfield Lane. And he's he of course got his fame through Whiplash, which earned a lot of Oscar love a couple years ago with Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. And I mean, what more do you want? It's Damien Chazelle. It's 2 attractive leads. Yes, please. Only 7,300 in platform. Now that's fairly expensive for platform, but we're pretty confident that it's going to perform. I believe on just 5 screens last weekend, it did. I want to say it had a 19,000 per screen average, which is, I mean, smaller screens you're going to get every seat filled, we get it, but it still had look at that, it had almost $1 million on 5 screens, 881,000 on 5 screens. That's 176,000 per screen. I'm bad at math. Sorry. This is why I'm not a quant. This is why I have an English degree. They had over $176,000 per screen on just 5 screens. So I mean, even if you get just a tenth of that, looking at 17,000 per screen times 200. Once again, bad at math. Calculator, real quick. 200 times 17,000. And you're looking at a $3.4 million box office weekend. And for those of you who are new to the podcast and the Cinema Draft game, you get 1 point per million in wide release per actor, 1 point per 500,000 in limited release per actor, and then 1 point per 100,000 in platform release. So La La Land does 3.4 million. That's 34 points. And then if you add in that headliner bonus, man, you're looking at like almost 50 points right there for out of Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. Both priced at 7,300. You might want to actually headliner stack those because I mean you can really rack up some points just using that movie right there at a platform release. Casey Affleck, Manchester by the Sea, 8,600, and he's in his. Yeah, I mean, I almost went and saw that yesterday instead of Miss Sloane, or if I was going to be too late for Miss Sloane, or if I got the time wrong or something. Yeah, I saw that playing there as well. That's on the table too. It's gotten rave reviews. Oh, sorry, Casey Affleck, Manchester by the Sea, 8,600, limited release. And this is another one you might want to headliner stack because in the limited release category, now that's 501 to 1,999 screens. It's probably far and away one of our leaders. It's just, I mean, it's been out for a few weeks now, but it's just slowly been creeping up from platform to limited release. So it's been kind of climbing along, laddering up the amount of screens it's going to be shown on. So it's actually jumping from 366 screens last week to 1,200. So that's a pretty big jump for it. But it's counting on the Oscar buzz. We're heading into the end part of the year where people can have some time. I know when I go visit my mom over the holidays, we see movies all the time. Nothing better to do. I'll go see 2-3 movies at a time, whatever. And this is going to be one of them. It's a great buzz. I hear it's a tearjerker. Here we go again, Kammy. Once again, they tell me how to feel. I don't know how I feel about that.
I think it's going to be good. It does. I've actually watched the previews now, so it doesn't look a little tearjerkerish.
Okay, you tear jerk. Yeah, exactly. But as far as the limited release category goes, because you have to have at least one actor from each of the 3 release types. This is probably the only one I want on my call sheet. It's super buzzy. It may steal some shine from our beloved Nocturnal Animals, which is also hanging out at estimated 1,200 to 1,500 screens this week in the limited release category. So I don't know. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see what the projections will be for Nocturnal Animals and Manchester by the Sea. You might have to make a tough choice because both of them are pretty pricey for the limited release category because they're pretty much all you want in that category. Otherwise, you're looking at Trolls toward the end of its run, Loving, which just might be on too few screens to make a difference. Well, actually, it's on 650, but it just didn't seem. It's never really broke out like we think Nocturnal Animals and Manchester by the Sea will. So those are the 2 for co-starring I would recommend this week. And the final part of the shot list, what I like to call the cutting room floor. Skip these losers. And I hate to say it, as much as this movie gave me so much life yesterday, calling you out, Miss Sloane. All the Miss Sloane. Don't roster a single actor, Miss Sloane. It will disappoint you. It will make you cry. I love this movie. It's my favorite movie of the year, and of course, nobody's seeing it. How do you feel about that, Kammy?
You know what? I thought that Jessica Chastain would, just her name recognition alone would pull more people because.
Man, people are dumb. We voted a reality star in to be president of this country. They ain't
right.
They ain't watching.
True that. This is true. This is true.
I mean, that's another thing too. Because as I sat through towards the end of this movie, this kind of like high stakes strategic thriller, I just kept thinking how smart and great this is, and it totally made sense why nobody saw it. It only made 1.8 million last weekend.
What?
Basically, $1,100 on 1,600 screens. It wasn't even it wasn't even a wide release, and you couldn't get even 2,000 per screen to see this thing. It makes me sad. America, I weep for you and your movie-going tastes, all right? Go see Boo, a Medea Halloween one more time. I mean, my Okay, sorry, I'm off my soapbox. But I love Miss Sloane. It's a great movie, but for purposes of our game, it is persona non grata.
Okay.
Yes, and the other movie I would say to avoid is all the Doctor Strange. I mean, basically.
You know what? I actually just recently watched that and I loved it. But I like those kind of movies, and Doctor Strange is definitely one of my favorite comic book characters. So.
Oh, loved it, the L word. Oh.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I will admit, I would not have picked or cast Benedict Cumberbatch, even though I absolutely adore him. I love Sherlock and a few other things that he's done, but I felt like they could have maybe gotten somebody else. But nonetheless, I still enjoyed it, and but I'm not shocked that it didn't do that well at the theater.
No. Actually, it did great. It's just in
Oh,
its
it
seventh
did.
week.
Oh,
No,
okay,
this thing has
okay,
made buku dollars, as we used to say.
okay,
Yeah,
good.
no. It's just, I mean, and this is a perfect example of how, I mean, movies, I mean, they eventually they slow down. Not every movie's Titanic. Remember Titanic back in
Yes.
'98?
Oh my
That it was like the
God.
#1 movie for like
And
27 straight weeks or something.
I still don't understand that, but whatever. Okay.
Oh, you didn't like Titanic?
No,
Oh,
I
that's
did,
a whole other
but
podcast. That's a whole other
yeah, that's a
podcast.
whole nother podcast. That's all. Yeah.
I love
Conversation for a
Titanic.
later
I
day.
swear by Titanic. I don't care how.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care how
It's
obvious
a
it is.
great
Whatever.
film. It is a great film. I
I mean,
have to give
you want to
props.
talk about being a tear jerk? I mean, I was close, man. I love that movie. Oof. Anyways, yeah. So Doctor Strange is had about 7 weeks in release by this coming weekend, and if it's still in wide release, because currently it's on 2,763 screens, I have to think they're going to seed a bunch of those screens to Rogue One, and I estimated 2,100 screens. Of course, we won't find out how many screens until theater lock tomorrow, Thursday, at 6 p.m. Pacific. But I think it might still be a wide release. Even if it is a limited release, it's had its run. It's had a good
Yeah.
run at starting at 9,000, going up to 10,500 for Benedict Cumberbatch. It's so overpriced. It's too wide for its own good, as I like to say. You can pretty much skip that loser. And also, having here my notes too, watch Star Wars Death Star that bitch at a sci-fi loving audience. I mean, it's gonna nuke whatever sci-fi lovers are out there. I mean, Star Wars Rogue One, the Star Wars story is just gonna suck all that stuff up like a tractor beam. So yeah, you see what I did there? Tractor beam, Star Wars. All right, and of course, I want to know if there are any movies coming out over the next couple of weeks that y'all want to see. Hit us up at podcast.cinemadraft@gmail.com. Okay, and so we are going to quick segment that we do the over under, and since you are my guest this evening,
Okay.
I would like to we're going to try to kind of guess either over or under how much in box office this movie is going to earn, and of course, the only one that anyone's talking about is Star Wars. Sorry,
Rogue One.
I keep doing it backwards. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. So I'm pegging at 170 million this weekend. Do you think it's going to go over or under?
You know what? I'm not exactly sure about it going over this weekend, but I do think it might go over during the holiday weekend, which would be in its second week run.
Well, all we care about is this weekend. All we want to know is will this make 170 million at the box?
I'm guessing it's going to hit somewhere around 200 million.
This weekend alone.
Yeah, this weekend.
Oh, that is the definitive over, and by default, I will take the under, and we will see who is right next week. All right, and I mean, do you want to come back next week? Do you want to join us on the pod next week, Kammy?
We'll see. We shall see.
She's gonna wait to see what y'all think of it. So write her sweet things, send her blow sweet nothings in her email at podcast.cinemadraft@gmail.com. Make her feel good, make her feel loved, accepted. All right, well, we're going to wrap it up. It's about that time. It's been a good pod. Thank you so much to the classic Kammy Maroney for being on the pod.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed this.
Good. We'll have to have you back at another point. And where can you find Cinema Draft, the game, the obsession? Well, you can find us at... Actually, I'm doing this wrong. Why do I always do this wrong? You can find us at... Try to share my screen here. We are everywhere. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, Medium. That's where we keep our company blog, and also the Real Deal movie reviews as content marketing to get you excited about the movies. We have our YouTube channel, which you're watching this, and also you can subscribe to us at iTunes or anywhere your favorite podcasts are delivered to you. As my podcast idol says, Bomani Jones, for absolutely free. You can, yeah, I love that guy. He's hilarious. Google Music, SoundCloud, all that. Find us, subscribe to us. Just look up Cinema Draft Podcast, and there we be. We are live this week. Yes, we are back after a forced 3-week hiatus. Yes. Those of you who still have money in your accounts, who won from the previous game, which ended about 2 or 3 weekends ago, feel free to withdraw. You know how to do it by now. We have $300 of free prizes this weekend. Go to cinemadraft.co to sign up for the free beta if you are new and play for free. our feature presentation, which is our $200 main event, along with our 4 other contests, locks at 6 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday, and the game starts 4 hours later at 10 p.m. Pacific time. And of course, $60 to first in the feature presentation, and we are totally free to play. Results will be posted shortly after 3:30 p.m. Pacific on Monday. And that will do it for us this weekend. Thank you so much for joining us again. Thank you, Kammy. Thank you, Draft Mom, for blessing this podcast even in your absence. And to all the great friends out there for Cinema Draft, we will see you next time.